prove say all the joint body group get certificates of incorporation, membership of professional bodies for media joint body, proof of membership of the Nigeria Union of Journalists NUJ, when you get registration number and code of certification from the National Library. Say the guidelines still talk say media joint body must get one functional bureau for Abuja with staff strength of not less than 5 editorial staff, and say they go share 40,000 copies of the print media with evidence to take support the claim circulation figure. Say media house say they must send the copies every day for weekends too, and say this one still join online media among other things. And Senate President Bukola Saraki say he no go get hand for these guidelines in special advisor on media and Yusuf Oliyone for one telephone interview. Talk say although say the Senate President na the oga patapata of the National Assembly say the management never bring matter of media accreditation come give am. With the coming of the new guideline by the National Assembly, we go make it difficult for reporters to take cover plenary and other parliament matter, preliminary reporters, they already challenge this one for press freedom. The Senate Press Corps don't write letter to the National Assembly leadership and all security agencies when they say they work with the parliament, they call for straight dismiss of the guidelines. The group can maintain say it no go with section 22 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, and say that they stand say the Constitution give power to the media, may therefore take old government and institution responsible to the people. The People's Democratic Party (PDP) don't again talk about their mind. Say their mind is strong. Say their presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar say go claim back in mandate as proceeding for the presidential election petition tribunal continue inside Abuja. According by the PDP, the chance of Atiku to say get back in mandate for the tribunal say is still dey bright if the panel go deal with the matter before Ram when he say then keep without fear or favor. National Publicity Secretary of the party, Kola Ologbediyan, when he make this talk, say, Nigerians say then come out plenty, made them for take elect the former vice president. Ologbediyan can they accuse the presidency and the All Progressive Congress, APC, or say that they harass their leaders and bring up any allegates against Atiku Abubakar, as way made them for take distract them from the petition where he say a day before the tribunal. The PDP talk man also claims that the party gets strong evidence, say their candidate he win the election. And for the one where it be say follow court orders, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) say they don't withdraw 25 certificates of return when it be say they been give some candidates when it be win for the 2019 election. Chairman of Informate and Voter Education Committee and Festus Okoye don't talk this one on Monday for the forum onto media coverage on the post for Enugu. Okoye talk say then withdraw like 20 of the 25 certificates of return from All Progressive Congress APC members and say they don't give them to other APC members and say they still withdraw 2 from People Democratic Party PDP members, can't give them to other PDP members. He say then withdraw the other 3 for APC and PDP and say then give them to other political parties. Okoye talk give the media for the one way be say then take get open mind to work out with the joint body group before and during and after the election. They can say the media say it don't be a ogbonge stakeholder for the better success of future elections. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) don't confirm say that they touchlight Governor Rochas Okorocha of Imo State for some kind matter. The acting chairman of the anti-graft agency, Ibrahim Magu, don't say the anti-graft body they shook body for the matter as they ought. He said the joint body go reach one level before they go summon any informate for the matter. Magu say this one now waiting they must do to take stop anything when go cause gbege with the process. Magu dey for Obodo United Kingdom to meet with people when he say that the summer assist for the Nigeria government to take arrange the matter of money thief palaver. Before now, Governor Okorocha don't talk say the EFCC say they follow him and he can't say now be the governor when he say they don't follow pass for inside we country. One Abuja division of the Federal High Court on Monday don't come out hand from the suit when it said they won't take to take come out Senate President Bukola Saraki and in deputy like Ike Ekweremadu from office. Then say now the civil society joint body, the incorporated trustees of the Civil Society Observatory for Constitutional and Legal Compliance file say now then file this suit. So on Monday, the judge, will be John Tosu, don't talk say the newspaper report he say it shows say they won't pursue the Senate President and in deputy. When the plaintiff come bring as evidence to support the case and say they no follow for inside law at all. The judge come talk say the plaintiff say no go agree show any better evidence to make the court shook mouth for the matter. Early when he be say we been get Barrister Ayo Ademoloye where he be say he join us, come talk more on top this matter.
Suit. it has been overtaken by events. It was possibly when I been filed at the time when there was the brouhaha over the removal of the 2 officers of the National Assembly. But now, few days to their handover date, is already overtaken by events. But if you really see the judgment of the court, the court is trying to say the newspaper reports that were tendered by the plaintiffs, who are the incorporated trustees of the Civil Society Observatory for Constitutional Legal Compliance, was not admissible. What that means is that it does the documents themselves, having not emanated from the custody of that particular plaintiff, cannot be taken as something that the court can rely on to now say, oh, I'm stopping any attempt to remove these persons from their offices. That the evidence does not have any serious weight, it does not have foundation, and therefore it cannot be used to grant orders relating to what they are seeking for. But as I've said before, the suit itself is already overtaken by events and all of that. So it just reflects also the what we talk about, the question of the state of the judiciary, about running the judiciary effectively and expeditiously, such that this kind of matter could have been dealt with at that time. It was filed, and state resources would not have been expended on the sitting of the judges, on on everything to make sure we avoid that kind of event in the.
But what is responsible for this? Length or the long wait, of court cases, especially even criminal cases. We see that depending on who is involved, a judge can just give a date that can be, maybe 2 years' time or 6 months' time, and sometimes by the time it gets to that time, the case is, has been overtaken by events.
It's just the shortage of judges. The constitutional requirement of number of judges on some courts, like the Supreme Court, the Court of Appeal, the Federal Courts, and even the State High Court have to be expanded. For a country of 160 million people, we have shouted our voices harsh to say we need more judges in this country. We need more specialization of courts in this country, such that justice can be given not only expeditious, not only truly in the appropriate time, but also expeditiously, so that it missed the release being sought.
Okay, I'm just wondering what is responsible for the death in judges, because every single year the law schools across the country are churning out lawyers, and there are other lawyers who have been there years and years and decades before them. I'm sure they're supposed to grow through the ranks, or is there a political undertone to it? What exactly is the problem?
There are requirements for appointment of judicial officers.
I know this.
And the turnover rate is not as high as you are imagining. It's quite very far. The ratio is quite very far between. But the point one is making is the fact that we need to expand our courts, to make our courts to be virtually dependent. We are now talking about the future of law. We need to involve the use of information technology, sort of long handwriting. We need to make use of recorders and use of virtual aids in our courts that can make our courts efficient means of dispute resolution and justice delivery.
Basically, we need an upgrade.
The Nigerian Army on Monday don't receive some consignment of arms and ammunition, and therefore take both their weapon inventory for the fight against bad people. The news agency of Nigeria reports said the weapons it come through one chartered cargo plane when it land for 3:00 p.m. for the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport for Abuja. The arms and ammunition when the army received, say na light, medium and heavy weapons. Brigadier General Robert Ayenigba head Nigeria Army Monitoring Operation Team, and he can't tell talk people say the consignment now to boost the counterinsurgency and fight bad people for the country. The police for Katsina State don't arrest 70 kidnapped suspects for the state. The suspects night they parade on Tuesday for the command headquarters inside the state capital by the Commissioner of Police, Sanusi Buba. Buba tell journalists say the suspects then they notorious for say that they carry a kidnap matter for different areas for the state. He has said they arrest them during the implement of Operation Pofada. Said that na special anti-kidnapping operation we never take where be say then launch, and say na the acting Inspector General of Police, Muhammad Damuna, in launch and put so. The operation went lead to the arrest of the 70 kidnapped suspects, joined the IGP Special Task Force, SAS patrol teams, counter-terrorism units, and police mobile force. Two workers of the Federal Road Safety Commission, FROSC, now they say they don't kidnap. Say the two workers there, now they kidnap for inside Waraja or Reade local government area of Osun State on Monday. Say the workers there, now they say Bibayagomi and Abioye, the FROSC talk person BC Kazim, and the Osun State Police talk person for Lashade Odoro don't confirm this kidnap. Odoro said that they try and made for save the victim them. The Raw Materials and Research and Development Council don't they beg public servants for the nation, say may they consider beekeeping as another way of business, say before them retire. For one-day technical workshop, when they say they do for Abuja give public servants, the agency can they tell them, say may they look for other ways where they for take get money apart from their monthly money.
One business that the civil servants or the public servants can go into without contravening any provisions of the public service rule is farming. And one of the easiest farming business to do is beekeeping. And we've discovered that a lot of our staff, especially those that enter service at early age, do not know that their years of retirement start counting from the day they enter service. And so there has not been provision for training, for building their capacity for what will happen tomorrow by the time they leave service. Sometimes we get it late. By the time somebody has about 5 or 6 months to go, you start running helter-skelter on what to do when you retire. This should have started the very first day they get into service. And this is what we have been trying to do in the council now. We are looking beyond even those that are aging. We are looking into those that are entering service. And so we encourage every aspect of service, government service, that things that will be of benefit to their staff, by the time they spend 5-10 years, they will depend less on salary because there are quite a lot of businesses, a lot of farming enterprise they can go into that will bring additional income without affecting the rate at which they work.
Beekeeping doesn't require large area of land. For you can have small money as low as 10, 20,000 to have a hive. And you can start it as an hobby. And after a while that you have mastered it, you can now expand. Civil servant can engage in any part of the value chain to have a secondary income source. For example, majority of us, the only thing that we know about beekeeping is honey. If I talk about bee, we all know two things about bee: the bee sting and the honey. We don't want this thing, but we want the honey. The bees have almost about 7 different products, as I've discussed in my presentation. You have the royal jelly, you have the beeswax, you have propolis, you have the venom itself, and as well as the honey that is common. So the civil servants can make this as an alternative source of income if you invest or you get into having.
Now time to take chickeny break now, but not go anywhere for more information when we come back. Finance Secretary George Govatanga don't talk for Zimbabwe, say they go subsidize public transport and cut fuel duties by more than half as they try and make things easy for poor people. Say the support go cost like $8 million, that now about 115 million around 1 month. Govatanga can't talk for phone on Monday, say quantify budgeted and target subsidy, say na good subsidy. In contact say that they start the worker as the Central Bank and Finance Ministry put $500 million, may therefore improve the liquid of the foreign exchange interbank markets. Fuel importers say they no go get their currency from the central bank, but instead say they go buy them from the interbank markets. Zimbabwean President Emmerson Mnangagwa, when they take power for inside 2017, say he don't they try or make for care for the economy and carry and go up as they call people made for come invest, and I saw he put Mutali in Kubi when the economist as finance minister. Say but the inflation say is still there for 7.6% when it be the highest since 2008, and shortage say it there for medicine and for fuel. They say polls open early on Tuesday will be May 21 morning as Malawians they can't stand for line, may they forecast their votes for the country general election. And say it's not easy for President Peter Mutharika and in governing Democratic Progressive Party, DPP, say Mutharika, they under pressure from people, say when they don't know and they know they inside, when include the Deputy President, Solos Chilim, and former Pastor Lazarus Shakwari, and when they lead the official opposition group, when they call the Malawi Congress Party. Malawi, they depend on foreign aid and say that they experience one kind of rain where they threaten the lives of plenty people, come make hunger day for everywhere. Polling stations open around 0400 GMT, where 6.8 million registered voters go vote for president, parliament, and ward councillors. Talk between Sudan opposition and alliance and the ruling military council failed for the second day to reach one agreement for the country political transition. The Transitional Military Council, TMC, and the Declaration of Freedom and Change Forces, DFCF, when it be one umbrella body of people, when they do we no go agree, an opposition group don't agree for 3-year transition before elections. And say, but they don't know whether civilians or the military say they go control one sovereign council when it go get all the power. They will not agree, people say they want limited military represent for the council when it go guide Sudan through the transition. The military say that they must play the lead role for the council. TMC talk say that now the main matter when it be say the drag during the talk when they start on Monday evening and then early on Tuesday when they no talk finish so. Cameroon nationals for Lagos now gather on Monday made them for take groove and mark their country and that now for their 47th National Day with the team unity inside diversity. According to the Consulate of Cameroon, say na time made for make peace and unity among all the Cameroon people, both Anglophones and Francophone, say especially for the face of this political wahala when it be say they happen for the country right now.
Effectively, today is our National Day. It is special for us. It's not an Independence Day, it's a National Day. It's the day which the English-speaking Cameroonians decided to join the French-speaking Cameroonians to become one Cameroon. And it is the day of national unity. And every Cameroonian is supposed to feel a part of Cameroon. So it is the day which we are talking about national unity. This day is really important. You know that Cameroon has been going through a period of trials because the fundamentals of our national unity is being questioned. And this year we are celebrating under the theme Unity in Diversity. We are diverse, we speak different languages, we have different cultures, but it is our strength. We want to use it for our strength, not as a weakness, but to exploit that strength and to make it better for every Cameroonian. And why not for every Nigerian since I'm here?
The news continue after this chickeny break. Indonesia President Joko Widodo don't promise on Tuesday will be May 21, say it go be oga for everybody for the country after they don't confirm the official result from the April 17 election when he take win second 5-year term for office. As he show face for one village for inside Jakarta with his running mates Maruf Amin, Widodo say they go lead and protect all Indonesia people. The General Election Commission official vote count shows say Widodo win 55.5% of the votes for the presidential election, where compared the 44.5% for his rival, Prabowo Subianto. When he no agree say them win am and say na wudu them do. Indonesia presidential candidate Prabowo Subianto don't talk on Tuesday, will be May 21, say he no agree for the election results when he take give President Joko Widodo second term because he believes say them play wayo. Police on Tuesday don't say they don't charge the Australian man when he say he shoot plenty Muslim worshippers for 2 mosques inside Christchurch, New Zealand. Breton H. Tarrant, will be 28, they face 50 counts for murder after the massacre for March 15. They had one other charge when he shoot one man too. Tarrant also faced 40 attempt murder charge. Say they rare for the authorities made for invoke New Zealand Terrorism Suppression Act to take charge any suspect. And one police doctor person say then take the decision after police officials don't talk to government lawyers then. And still to call now with business news. nation crude oil exports don't suffer fresh setback because of the fire when it catch the Trans-Forcados pipeline when it be one of the nation's key export routes. The inferno happened late Sunday evening for one section of the pipeline when it be said that they repair. Then say the fire still cause wahala for Yeye community inside Boroto local government area for Delta State. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation talk for December say the TFP account for daily production is saying over 250,000 barrels of crude oil. The Forcados oil pipeline system say na the second biggest network for the Niger Delta and transport oil. Water and associated gas from fields inside the Western Delta go the Forcados oil terminal when it gets oil export capacity of 400,000 barrels per day. The Chairman of Yeye community, Pastor Philip Fianka, and the National President of Ijaw People Development Initiative, Austin Ozobo, when they confirm this matter, say this palaver, say don't put people when they the community for inside big danger. Still to come on Top Plus TV Africa News, now I round up inside entertainment and sport news where they come. Since American comedian and actress Tiffany Haddish and her ex-husband William Stewart don't they for legal war with each other for plenty charge. It starts when Haddish released her memo title The Last Black Unicorn. Come dedicate one chapter about one ex-husband when Sham say they abusive with character like person where go they hide they follow person and during 5-year period where they been there inside marriage. Stewart can respond to this message, can sue her for say she spoil waiting then call slander and defamation plus $1 million for the damage. She denied request. This one come for Stewart to go court, saying they innocent. They don't set the trial date for April 28, 2020 for inside Texas. Nollywood filmmaker producer Emem Insong, now they say don't lost her papa, and the mother of 3 go on Instagram page to announce the death of her papa. She can't write and say one day they ever prepare for the die of person when it be say born them. Even when they sick, no matter how person don't prepare, say if they die, say the pain say go see hit you hard. Adieu papa, we go must meet again on the resurrection day. That's now our entertainment news, the very best for sports. They come right after this one.
Seek their dream. Throb with desire. Joy welled up in their hearts. A brand new life adventure is about to begin. Create a life for someone new. Nigerians in China. On StarTimes, Da Donkoa.
The non-executive chairman for the Formula One Mercedes team, and he joined people when they bring